are live on Black Power Radio. Monday night updates all around the states, all around the world. Welcome to Black Power Radio. All right, we got our host tonight. We got Shaky Ma'am Akbar. You in the building, Shake? You ready?
I mean, let's drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. It's too hot to hold. Uh, we just want to welcome it, every, well, each and every one of you to yet another episode of Black Power Radio TV News. We're in the potentially fair city of Washington, D.C., and certainly it is a potentially fair city because it has so much uh, mm, to be desired. And another, as a citizen of this spot, we got so much we could do socially and politically. But in the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful benefactor, the most merciful redeemer, the praise belongs to God, the guardian, the evolver, the cherisher, the sustainer, the creator of all of the worlds. I bear witness to all of those that have been raised in the name of we the people, and I bear witness to all of those who have been raised in modern times to check their opposition on the ground. You might get stuck in Marcus Garvey. You might be stuck on Dr. King, Malcolm, or Elijah, or any one of those. You best to get stuck on somebody that's moving things forward for us at this hour. So I come tonight in the name of Allah, in the name of all of those great ones we have named, in the name of the living freedom fighters, in the name of uh, mm, mm, mm. I could start with the Honorable Dr. and Attorney Malik Zulu Shabazz and move forward. And we have been teamed up well over 20 some odd years, freedom fighting all over America and around the world. So we ain't got no cut card, we ain't got nothing to be ashamed about. But we do have you as a guest here tonight on Black Power Radio, as a host here tonight at Black Power Radio TV News. And we're glad to have you because you could have went to your nephew's bar mitzvah tonight, and I have some emails stating that some did go to the nephew's bar mitzvah, and there are some that attended the Arthur Ashe tennis tournament. Yes, yes, Serena and Venus will be there tonight in Richmond, Virginia. But nevertheless, we do have those that made it to the Tiger Woods golf uh, piece they're doing down in Augusta, Georgia, and they will potentially get green jackets as well. But as we move forward, you that are on the first row with your smartphone, we're happy to have you. You on the second row with your dumb phone, we're happy to have you. And those that are gathered tonight with their Androids, we're happy to have them on the third row and waving as usual right from the fourth row are the paranoid folks. And all of you have paranoid phones. We just make one recommendation, one suggestion only, is that you buckle your seatbelts, you sit back and enjoy the ride because you're live tonight right here on another episode of Black Power Radio TV News. And we have our co-host, Sister Janae. We've got Black Warrior, Black this, Black that. And if you ain't black, you ain't where it's at. And you hell no, you're not black enough for me yet. So we're gonna say it in the name of Black Revolution, being the only solution. Spirit Honorable Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, in the spirit of bringing October 26th on Saturday to be live, no job, be there, or be goddamn it square at the Union Temple Baptist Church, Washington, D.C., all day long. You got plenty of time to get it right. If you can't get it right tonight, you could go all the way to October 26th. Ain't nobody gonna leave there unupdated and uninformed. You'll be updated and informed and moving on to your own brand of politics, and you bring back Black Revolution as your only solution. We'll be in New York, some call it New York City, on November the 29th on Black Friday, and we'll be there all day long asking you not to spend a dime with the opposition. If you must spend some money, spend it with a black man, woman, or child. Spend it with a black vendor, but don't spend no money with the opposition, especially on Black Friday. We'll give you the strategy soon, and we're going to get all of y'all can rock the mic tonight, and we're just happy as hell to be here, or be there, or be goddamn it square. All right, all right. So we're in the mood to rock us some modern day Black revolution. Is there a place in the family or the Black family value system? Is there a place for Black revolution part two? Should we uh, hit it and quit it? Or should we what? get up and move out. In others, do we stop here or must we go on? With our black revolution being the only solution. You either harm yourself if you don't arm yourself. But if you arm yourself, or harm yourself, it's your choice today to go with your God and your gun and black revolution. Huh? You can kill a black revolutionary, but you cannot kill the black revolution. And we leave that and land our plane on black power, and a strong black military to black our call for divine black revolution. Black power, are you there with us, Sister
Black
Janae?
Power.
Black
All
Black
Power.
right,
power, got
Black
the warrior
Black
in the
Power.
Power.
house. Who else? Black
Black
power in
Power.
the house. Black power.
All right, hold on. I'm trying to get everybody back on stage. But in the meantime, we want to hear from Brother New World. You got any updates? What's going on in New York City, brother? Holla
Oh
at
well,
me.
they having a Columbus Day parade here, and I'm seeing all kinds of folk who look like us with they dumb butts all up in the middle of it, celebrating Italians. These are colonizer lovers. So it's amazing to watch the kinds of stuff that go on. But it's what I've been saying all along. One of our major problems is our cultural deficiency. We don't seem to like who we are, and I'm pretty sure. I want to say I don't believe, but that's a lie. I'm pretty sure we cannot be blessed by the Creator nor the ancestors until we honor who the Creator made us and who the ancestors fought for us to be. So I want to start off by backing up just a little bit and giving props to those who it is due. I'd like to do a short libation if it's all right.
That's fine, brother. Go ahead.
Okay, because I mean, like, if we ain't traveling with the ancestors, where are we going and why are we going there? Because I know for a fact too many people pay too high of a price for far too long for us to be as ignorant and just careless about those who paid the price for us. So I mean, like, I'd like to say, O Amin Ra, Creator, Creatress, bless us to be strong that we may carry on in the traditions of those who went before us, the millions, the billions who went before us, whose shoulders we presently stand on. We thank them for their contributions, be they from the north, the south, the east, the west, the past, the present, and the future, because all are one. We are one. Sister mentioned the other night on, I think it was Empress's show, Million Woman World Movement, the term Ubuntu, which means I am because we are. We tend to want to forget that, and when you do, you really mess up the whole stew. So I'm asking us to just remember those who paid the price for us. We pay tribute to all of those, whether they were ancient, uh, older, or even in our own family as elders and recently passed ancestors who transitioned. There is no death for us. We are eternal. If we would remember that and carry on in those traditions, we could not lose. And I agree or finish by saying, how do you make the black nation rise? Agitate, educate, and organize. That's our divine responsibility, African family. And this is what I would like for us to keep at the forefront of our agenda. If it ain't about us, we ain't got no business in the conversation because we've been swept under the carpet and behind the stove for far too damn long. And I'm sick of watching us watch it. They murder us in the streets and we wear our shoe leather and carry misspelled signs. Dumbest thing I ever seen in my life. And I wish we would stop it. In the meantime, I want to pay tribute to Brother Mumia, H. Rap Brown, Grandmaster Jay, and all of the rest of our political prisoners who are behind bars unjustly. And we need to deal with these issues with consistency. Never forget the wrong that have been done to us with consistency throughout America's history. That's what they've done, and we need to deal with these issues sincerely, extremely, by any means necessary, all the time from now on until these issues are addressed. They notice trauma and PTSD in animals before they realize it in us. Now the problem is we keep going along with this. Don't co-sign your um, crimes against humanity done by your enemy who pretend to play ignorant. Oh no. Make them see you. Make them hear you. Make them notice you. Hold them accountable for every damn thing they've done to our ancestors and are still doing to us now. And the only reason they continue doing it is because we pretend we don't see it or we ignorant enough to pretend it didn't happen when it does. Bullies don't stop. They must be stopped. We charge genocide is a necessary movement for us. Um, don't forget the benevolent fund because we're trying to raise money to do everything that we need to do, including PTSD, trauma therapy, and everything else that we're going to need that only we can supply. Billie Holiday said it best: God bless the child that's got his own. All we got is our own set of problems, and nobody wants to help us resolve them. We want to keep on ignoring them, and they will not go away. Things don't change, people change things. And I added, if you dumb enough to wait for a thing to change your life, you deserve to suffer. And this is why we're catching hell. If you want things to be better than they were, you have to do the work. If you want something you've never had before, you got to do something you've never done before. Or in our case, for a very long time, we haven't done it. Because we taught the world how to read, write, pray, think, wash your backside, and cook your damn food. Now you look at the white people to teach you how to click with that wash your hands and cook your food. Come on, man. That's a very bad joke, and it really ain't funny. Uh, I'd like for us to be very much aware of the fact that we have become culturally illiterate. We've got to take our humanity back, take everything that we taught the world back and use it for ourselves. I'm not asking us to quit. I ain't asking to run. I ain't asking to punk out. I'm asking to stand strong on our square, but back up enough so you can get a clear look at where we were driven wrong. Because somebody put a lot of work into dumbing us down so bad that they could pull the tricks on us that they're pulling with us collectively across the globe. And they're laughing at us. I watch every race under the sun come into our community and set their business up. You can't go in their community and set your business up. You ever wonder why? Exactly. You will not set a standard, and that's what we must do. Set our own divine standard. That's what we must do. Set your own standard and live by it no matter what. We don't need them. They need us. They come into our communities, make all kinds of money, close their stores at 6 o'clock, go home and call you dumbass niggas. And I can't blame them. You can blame them if you want to, but I'm suggesting uh, you don't have to hit, hate, hurt, or harm nobody. Just take your damn money back. Stop spending your money like a damn fool all the time. Brother, we're talking about shutting down on Black Friday or whatever Friday was. You ought to do that every day of your life. Don't spend money with people who don't support your interest, your cause, in your life. That ain't hitting, hating, hurting, or harming nobody. Just learn to love your damn self for a change, something that's never been done before. And with that, I'm gonna drop my plane and say I love you, African family. Stay black, stay strong. And how do you make the black nation rise? Agitate, educate, organize. Black power.
All right, Black Power. Thank you for that, brother New World Warrior. Thank you for that update. Thank you for your inspiration, your hard work, and your hard word that you put on these people. Some people don't want to hear the truth, and you definitely don't get it to them. Power,
Black power. If you don't like the truth, don't talk to me.
don't talk to me. I know that's right. All right, we got a newcomer on the stage, brother Raheem Shabazz. Welcome, welcome. Finally, you join us. What's up?
Hey, Black Power, y'all.
All right.
Thanks for having me on board. And salute to General National Chairman Akbar. Salute to General Nzinga. Salute to Brother New World. Salute to Brother Amul. Salute to Commander EJ. Um, let's get NBP, New Black Panther Party on self defense. DMV, Philly, New York, Boston, the whole East Coast and the West Coast, Southwest, Southeast. Let's get these young brothers and sisters mobilized. One thing I tell the brothers out here in the Hampton VA area is we want to turn the young shooters into revolutionaries. We want to make sure they get into these HBCUs and get educated. And we want to turn the young strippers into revolutionaries and make sure they get educated so we could definitely get the power that we need, as Brother New World was saying. We can start opening up more institutions for the youth. We can start opening up more businesses for the youth. We can start doing more generational wealth because there's a lot of black millionaires out there. Imagine if all the black millionaires such as NBA or NFL was united and they start buying up the league. They start buying their own teams. They start buying the Wizards or they start buying the Commanders or the Cowboys or whichever. They knock off Jerry Jones like, you know what, we buying this. So that's the mind state I want our youth to have within the next 5 to 10, 20, 30 years where we actually out there independent instead of depending on the white imperialism supremacy that's basically controlling us. You know what I'm saying? So not controlling us, but dominating this globe. So as the African diaspora is uniting, as Sister Queen Janae already know, they're uniting in West Africa, they're uniting in North Africa, they're uniting in South Africa. We got to do the same thing in America, KKK. You know what I'm saying? By any means, like put all the BS to the side. You know what I'm saying? Put all discrepancies or the past problems to the side, and let's unite because the white militias are uniting, the Proud Boys are uniting. You know what I'm saying? They got their headquarters about 75 miles away from where I'm at right now, right up Moorhead, North Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. And they about thousands deep. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what Blackwater or either on Blackstone. Blackwater is Blackstone. That's owned by that dude Eric. I forgot that daggone name, man. I'm gonna get back to his name, but they are mobilized. They are organized. They got drones. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know who's flying the drones. They got damn tanks. They got billions of dollars. So us as a black army, we have to do the same thing by any means. So hopefully we continue to do that and we follow the protocols and the manuals that Queen Janae Nzinga sent me. And we're gonna continue to keep it rolling out here in the 757 in Philadelphia area as well. So Black Power, and I appreciate that conversation on General Akbar. And we're gonna do exactly what you said, brother. Tenfold.
All right, Black Power. Thank you for that. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so just a little in-house rules. We only got room for 6 on stage. So if I drop you down, you can still hear, but we're gonna bring other people up on the stage. Brother EJ, thank you for joining us as well. You have any updates from the Norfolk area?
So no, not I don't have no information for real. We out here mobilizing and everything like that. I am with Raheem Shabazz majority of the time. And salute Sister Janae, long time no see. Salute the brother Akbar. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Y'all know who cousin I am and everything like that. So you know what I mean. Salute Akbar. Last time I seen you was at my cousin's memorial. So salute, and I'm gonna stay dangerous. That's all pretty much I have to say. You know what I mean. And I'm gonna continue to learn from the elders of NBPP, and that's it pretty much. And we just mobilizing and staying active. Being in the community constantly, once a week, showing my face to different events. Look, learn, and listen. Learning who we can connect with, and those who we can't connect with. So I just following the code of the Panthers, as taught by my cousin, the late Major Black. You know what I mean. So I'm gonna continue doing what I'm doing, and I yield.
All right, thank you so much. That's right. Commander Black was a very powerful, very strong black revolutionary. If it wasn't for Commander Black, nobody would have any of the information that he gave, the manuals, the teachings, all everything. I got it from Commander Black. I always give him his dues and his credit for being a strong black revolutionary soldier and commander general. He truly was who he was. Period. You know, and I wish I could have been there, but I wasn't able to be at his memorial service. But I know that he loved me, and he know that he what he put me and possessed me with the knowledge and of a general, I will pass it down to those who deserve the ranking, and I stand on that. Okay, that's standing on business right there. So, um, without further ado, we got our critical Dr. Truth Bay in the building. She's with us tonight. And I got a
Hey.
hey, my sister, Queen. What's going on, Black Power? We got
Black power, man. Black power,
okay.
black power.
All right. Well, I got somebody on the line that is waiting to talk with us about the situation in Spartanburg, South Carolina. So you can hear it from the horse's mouth. You know, we want to protect this brother. We want to keep him in high reverence because what we're doing as Panthers, we are a complete. What is a revolution? It's a complete 360-degree change in turn. We got to stop letting these good old boys get away with that good old bullshit. Okay, enough is enough. All right, now we have the information in our hands, in our power to make some real strong decisions to save and liberate our people. It only take once, y'all. It only take one person to stand up for what they believe in. And as Panthers, we have got to stand up for the liberation of our people. We know for a fact that Spartanburg, South Carolina, is a mobs controlled situation by Sheriff Chuck Wright. We know that he
Mm.
has allowed his police officers to commit murders, infractions, sell drugs, traffic women and children. Probably we don't know what all they doing down there, but we damn sure gonna find out. Why you? Okay, we're gonna
That's
find
right.
out. All right, and we got the power to do that tonight. So, Dr. Critical Truth Bag, you come in, give your updates, and we want to keep this show rolling. If it ain't Black Power, if you don't use it, Black Power.
Black power. Yeah, so we definitely look up for the updates in Spartanburg. Power to the people, family. It's a couple of weeks before the next election, and I just want to really break down a certain plan that Kamala Harris put out specifically for black men. Black men. Now, it's 9 pages long. And the reason why I want to break this down is because this is specifically for the improvement of our men. Even though we don't have to look towards either party to do so, I think it fares to say that we certainly still need to look at what she had promised majority of our black men out there who are literally drinking the Kool-Aid, right? So I do want to circle back to that when the time comes, but I wanted to bring that up particularly because we need to have transparency. Even though we are the party of self determination, we still have to break down what is being brought to the majority of our people who are still sleeping, to wake them up and let them know that self determination is the only way. But we must be knowledgeable on what is surrounding us. The process of this machine, of this racist, supremacist system, you still got to break it down for our babies and our grandbabies so they can know and understand when we are long gone. So, with that, I'm going to yield the mic. And then when the time comes, I'd like to circle back on some specific points on this particular plan so we can know verbatim. And this came out yesterday, so it's fresh off the press. But I definitely want to hear from my brothers on how they feel about what this plan is supposed to do, targeting you. And it's important that we know how you want to go about it because our black men, yes, they have been the number one target since day one. And when you attack the black man, you attack the black woman and you attack the black child. So we all got to work together to protect each other's interests and really get each other's back. And so, with that, I just wanted to yield the mic and listen in to my other family on some updates and, yes, some uncovering of some major corruption, not only in Spartanburg, not only in South Carolina, but nationwide. But when you got evidence and when you have names, it changes the game on everything, family. So, again, if you ain't got the heart, if you ain't operating on righteousness, this movement is not for you. You need to stay the hell away. But for those of us who are 10 toes down or trying to change the conference for the circumstance for our people, They ain't gonna call law enforcement. They damn sure ain't gonna call law enforcement. So you gotta call on somebody, and so we gotta be on top of this game for our family. So with that being said, I yield Black, and I'll return back with some updates on the Harris plan for the black man. Black power.
Black Power. Thank you for that, Queen. Shaky ma'am. Akbar, you ready to rock the mic? Let's talk about this plan and we're gonna get into some real Panther work tonight. Let's go. Akbar. He done fell asleep on us again. Shaky man.
Yes, sir.
Oh my goodness. Okay. That's our Akbar.
National chairman. Hello, hello.
He done blacked out on us. Hold on, y'all. So, look, Dr. Truth Bay, I would love to have our guest come up. I got him on, but I really want to protect his identity and his family, and just let you all hear just a tidbit of what we have uncovered. Which not is not even that it's the secret, y'all. And everybody knows this that live in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Everybody know it, but people is too damn scared to open up their mouth and say something. They too scared to really speak up and be about their father's business, which is making sure that everybody has the opportunity to walk the street safely. You understand? These people, they have locked up young black men in Spartanburg, South Carolina for DUIs that didn't even test negative for having alcohol in their system. Okay.
Shame. Shameful.
We got over 40 cases of this where they have destroyed these black men's lives, destroyed them. They lost their cars, they lost their homes, they lost their jobs, y'all. They lost their dignity. The families accused them of doing wrong and they ain't done nothing wrong. You know, they didn't really have the money to speak up and say, hey, I didn't even do nothing wrong. I was just driving. You know what I'm saying? And this is what they have been doing in Spartanburg. They collecting these black men lives as trophies, pretty much.
Yeah.
They're celebrating the fact that they locked you up and threw away the key and took your house and your cars and your life. Now, how
Hmm.
can we be revolutionaries if we turn a blind eye to this type of behavior that's happening in my hometown? Okay. So, without further ado, I'm gonna bring up to the stage a friend of mine, and we're just gonna ask him to just give a little introduction, and that's it. Hey, hey, welcome to the stage, brother Moon.
Hey guys, how are you guys? I am Amul P. Patel. I am from India and I am a father of a child who I have a baby with somebody who is a law enforcement officer in South Carolina. And the reason why it matters is because I had never planned on uncovering anything that had to do with any black or white or any kind of issue. But what happened is I began to fight as a father. And what I learned was that 1 in 8 black men, 1 in 8 men in an entire country, every single city, county, and state jail is in there for child support. They're in there for child support because they have planned to attack and take the black father out of the houses and the homes. And when they went
Hmm.
after me, I started doing what they call FOIA requests, and I started trying to look and uncover stuff. What I uncovered was that there was a young man by the name of Harold McLean, who was a young man driving through a city called Welford, South Carolina, and he had got pulled over. And on the police report, the officer said he was drinking and driving, and he had got his car impounded. He spent the night in jail. He lost his driver's license. He lost his job, and he went to the jail, and he was willing to still blow a breathalyzer, and he blew a 0.00. So Harold
Hmm.
McLean's case became important because the child that I have with the officer is of that same department. So my investigation was actually trying to uncover any corruption in that department. When I found this young man, I realized that he had went to jail and lost his entire life. His entire life went from being a productive young citizen, but just driving through the wrong area at the wrong time, because it just happened to be controlled by a small group of white officers. That chief of police is a racist officer. The girl that I have a child with is a racist white woman. And it just started, I started pulling some more records, and I said, well, let me see if there's any more young black men that had got pulled over and had blew a 0.00. I became aware of a pattern. And the pattern just started going further and further. And I said, well, let me call the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, which would be the upper police department. Upon that, I filed a complaint just like anybody else would. And I came to find out that they are in, they are involved with that same police department. And the way I found this ties out was that the family is all one. And here's how I'm going to tie it down. The sheriff of the county that is in is Chuck Wright. He just became viral, and he's been popular amongst the good old boys, you would call it. He is a very popular figure. And so I started doing research, and I realized that there was some young black men that had died in his jail. Those young black men that died in his jail were being handled, I call it, by a guy named Alan Freeman. Now, Alan Freeman, how this matters and how this happens is Alan Freeman is married to a woman named Amy Freeman. She runs the Spartanburg County Traffic Division Magistrates Court. So upon more investigation, I found out that her superior is Judge Wood. Judge Wood is Amy Wood's husband. Who is Judge Wood? Judge Wood is Amy Wood is the head of News Channel 7. So the media that covers this stuff will not cover these deaths in the same light. They will paint those deaths as accidents. So they will paint those deaths as accidents, and they will sweep them under the rug, just like I heard the brother say that they would sweep them under the rug or put them behind the stove. So nobody would ever know. And in my case, I continued to do more investigation. I ended up uncovering over 20 young black men that had drove through that same city. Now it's in the same county. So if you filed a complaint with the county, it would go to SLED. The guy who's over the region, his name is Agent Ledbetter. Agent Ledbetter's wife is the judge. So if you have a serious problem here where no matter who you are, if you're black and you drive through this county, you are guaranteed to end up losing your freedom and end up on probation, which is just another form of slavery, and to label you. So they can take away their right to vote. They can take away their right to have a good job. They can take away their rights and label them as a criminal. So now they're not only disarming, but arresting and putting them in jail and creating debt. They create debt. So these men that lose their jobs, who are already usually placed on child support for doing nothing other than having a failed relationship, now they're losing their lives and they're on paperwork, and now they're being slaved to the entire system. I had a gag order put on me, so I can't really tell you guys everything, but what I did know is that the mother of my child was a drug dealer. She not only sold drugs, but she continued to sell drugs and fail a drug test while she worked for the police department. So the same woman that has the power to arrest these young black men failed a drug test. No one would ever know that other than me, because I'm the father of the child and I have a copy of that drug test result. Only because I video and audio recorded the phone calls, I had proof that she was selling drugs and admitted to it openly to me. She was sleeping with the chief of police. She's sleeping with the top ranked officials. So she got fired from 4 different counties, but seemed to get a job without an application at this county where all those young black men are being arrested and jailed. After they're arrested and jailed, you guys actually are the ones that started telling me a little bit more of understanding that these deaths were the same people that were arrested. Some of those people that were arrested ended up not making it home ever for a simple traffic violation that they never committed. So the tragedy is this, that I can't reveal my face, because in whatever deal they made with me was to let me have some of my child. Let me not be a statistic. But the average black man in South Carolina is narrowed down to an every other weekend visit. He is no longer a parent. So that means the young children growing up in the next generation are fatherless. And the likelihood of them ending up in a tough, hard life is very high. So they created a system. And I think that I did give a little bit of information to you guys, but some of that information will connect these dots of everybody works for everybody and everybody's family. So everybody here shouldn't be family. If they work for the police department, they shouldn't be their brothers and sisters working there, their mothers and their fathers working there. And that's the problem. And so I did send a little bit of information, some audio that would prove that these people really are selling drugs. These people admitted to it, but they're still working in law enforcement and still making those arrests. They're still making the arrest.
Yeah. Shame.
Yeah, wow. Now that's a lot of information, and I want y'all to really take this in to really understand the nature of what has been going on that we know full well about this. Like I say, I grew up in South Carolina, in Spartanburg, right there where he at. That Chuck Wright has absolute power over the whole Spartanburg County and the jail and the detention center. Okay? He can do whatever it is he wants to do within that jurisdiction and get away with it. And he has. I've lost several family members and friends that they used to get information out of. And once they got all they could get out of them, they killed them. Or they claim they killed themselves. They committed suicide, which we know ain't no black man going to no tree for no salvation to hang his damn self. And ain't no black man possibly gonna shoot themselves in the head 3 times. How did they commit suicide? And those are some cases that I know personally that have occurred in Spartanburg, South Carolina.
In fact, can I add to that for you real quick?
Uh-huh.
In fact, one of the young black men lost custody of his child and was taken. He had actually had a mental breakdown and was running from the police because they went to pull him over. He hadn't committed any crimes. They ended up saying that he committed suicide by police and he was killed by the police. But his father, who still lives in Inman, South Carolina, has been filing complaint after complaint because he knew the judge made a wrong ruling and took his child away from him. That young man would still be alive had they at least gave him an opportunity to be a father. Even if it was down to every other weekend, that young man would have still been alive. But the fact that they took his child all the way away and he knew he didn't do anything wrong, they made sure they followed him so he couldn't speak and say anything else. They actually followed him and chased him down and killed him. And so his father has been searching for answers, but because the judge is well known, and this is a small clique, you know, if you were to file a complaint in the SLED, which is the highest police, South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, remember, the agent that's going to run this region, his wife is the judge. They're best friends. Nobody's going to get in trouble. So you could call the Department of Justice. Yeah, it is a big conflict of interest. And there was a case where neo-nepotism, which is hiring your family member under your command, is illegal by this sheriff, Chuck Wright, is actually been uncovered by us. We actually did it. I couldn't say my name, but I had somebody else uncover the story that he hired his son. And it's actually a crime in South Carolina. He was not held accountable for it in any way, shape, or form, and he's still under investigation by the Ethics Commission. But he will continue to rule these streets until there's somebody that has enough gut to expose it. And I as I spoke with her, as I spoke with you, Queen, I can't do it because I do love my child and I don't want to lose him. They would take my life if I were the one that uncovered it and said it out loud, even though I do know, because I still meet that police officer every week to make a child custody exchange. I just never say anything because it's like, hey, they will kill me or they'll take my child. I'm under that threat and duress constantly to not speak. And there's a gag order in the family court that says you can't speak about anything that was spoken in that courtroom. So I can't speak about what was heard and what was said, but there will be availability for transcripts that people could get them themselves. But I can't speak about what happened and what was said in that courtroom. But I can tell you they all committed crimes. And if it wasn't for Queen reaching out to me, I couldn't tell you about these names. But Harold McClain is a open record. You can actually pull that record and pull his whole police report and the lawsuit where they sued the city, which is still active. It's not even settled yet, but he did not drink alcohol. He went to jail. He lost his car. He lost his wife. He lost his family, and he lost the respect of his family. And I am one of the only people that knows for sure he never drank that night. He has nothing to do with me. I have nothing to do with this guy, but I know he didn't drink that night because he went and blew the test.
And that's business
Yes,
as
sir.
usual all over the South.
Yeah, in South
That's
Carolina, it's definitely it's headed by this guy Chuck Wright because he has a huge stronghold in South Carolina. The chief of police can deputize police officers without going to the academy. The girl that I have a baby with is a police officer with the powers of arrest. Remember, she's never been to the academy. She has never been to the academy. She has the powers to arrest any young black man, and she's already racist. I have enough text messages I could prove, which I'm going to provide you guys with more. But she's out here arresting people, young black men, putting them in jail. And
And
somehow they're
until
dying in Spartanburg County.
they are
Right.
addressed, they will continue to do so.
Yeah,
right.
unfortunately,
But that's
that's
what
what.
we're doing tonight, Brother New World. This is was so
Yeah,
important.
this is absolutely good information you bringing to us, brother. Because
But
That's
I
right.
did.
He's
Spartansburg is
putting his
definitely out
life
of
on the
support.
line for us, and I want y'all to, as Panthers. That's why I call a
Absolutely.
Hmm.
regional Panther meeting because
Absolutely.
we're gonna have to have some protection for him and his family as we
Absolutely.
pursue these devils. Because this is a
Absolutely.
war, like you just
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
Raheem. They
It's
talk a good
definitely.
game, but let's see who gonna show up for this work. Because this
Yes,
is
yeah.
Panther work we doing.
I released that audio to you, and the only person that has the other side of that audio is me because I recorded it. So they will know where the source came from. But as long as somebody knows they can keep an eye on me, I don't mind it going out to the public because that would probably put a stop to these senseless, untimely homicides. You know what I mean? It
All
would.
right.
It would.
I
Yes.
do
Before we
have
make
that
it,
clip. If we got your permission, we can play it so they can actually hear it.
Yeah,
And
they
see
can hear it.
all right, hold on one
okay.
second.
Personally, I think he needs to be extracted, him and his family.
Yeah, I
Yep.
believe you're right. We're gonna have to work on some kind of safe housing for this brother.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
why we need Brother Ty to get on the call. Akbar, if you up, I don't even think he shaky
Hey,
ma'am Akbar.
for the time being, just give me the guy information. I'm gonna check in with him and text him, and also if he got Facebook, I can message him, and that'll be like I'll be able to monitor him like that and keep an eye on him, make sure he good, make sure he good. You know what I mean? And I got family and comrades in Charleston, South Carolina, and out there in Columbia. And I know Spartansburg is like a little distance from there, but you know Spartansburg only 7 hours away from here.
Yeah.
You know,
And
emergency purposes.
and
You know,
just in case something did happen, I went ahead and dropped her the entire name log so
no,
she can. You guys could connect the dots.
God forbid anything happened to you.
But if something did, I gave her almost every name that's connected to that circle. And if you can crack and put the pieces together, which I have most of them, you can hopefully if these people can get removed, at least for the most part, you can assure that there will be a slowage or a stoppage of the un untimely homicides. You know what I mean? Like these are homicides that never had to happen. These are deaths in the jail that never had to happen. But being that Allen is over the jail, they'll keep getting covered up because no matter how many people die in that jail, Chuck Wright it runs the county and his right hand man is the
check
one who covers it up.
and dig this part. My suggestion to you, bro, like you brought it to the right sister, you brought it to the right organization. So I'm gonna tell you, like, don't go around town speaking about it no more, because as you see, police kill police, but police kill innocent, police kill people
Yeah.
regardless. You know what I'm saying? So you want to keep this in the small circle as it is right here, and let if you trust us, you let the Panthers handle it, and we'll see what we can do, man. But meanwhile, I'm gonna get your information myself and make sure I stay in contact with you and make you I mean with Vanguards too, all right?
Yeah, and I would love for you guys to be able to stop it. You know, there's a if I didn't know there was a head to the horse, it would be impossible. But I know that who the head is. If you can
Hmm.
knock down the head, which is Chief David Green and Sheriff Chuck Wright, if you guys can use this information to expose them, maybe the public as a jury would be the way to stop it completely. And hopefully those families can get at least some kind of compensation for they lost everything. You know what I mean? They lost a generation, not just their child. They lost a whole generation.
Right. Right.
That's business as usual. They've been doing that for eons and getting away with
Right.
it because there's nothing in place to deal with them legally.
Hmm.
Power corrupts and
So,
absolute power corrupts absolutely. They've been doing this
right.
forever.
So I'd
That's
like
why
to
Trump
hear
is off
from.
the chain.
That's right. I'd like to hear from Dr. Truth Bay, moving forward, because she's has a lot more information than we do on the practices that have been happening in Spartanburg, South Carolina. So what do you think so far, sister?
Yeah. Um, the river runs deep for sure, for sure. So I'm based out here in Cali, and one of the most notorious city of angels. Come to find out, we had a reparations hearing on Saturday. And it just so happened at the end that people were talking and chattering and getting to know each other. Before we left, there was a gentleman named Montague, and he, out of the blue, just said, "Yeah, my family's from Spartanburg." And so when he stated that, I asked him a little bit more. I said, "Yeah, I know some people in Spartanburg. As a matter of fact, we had a family, Mama Reese. I don't know if she's on this line, but Lavelle Lane is how we got introduced to the psychosis of law enforcement down in Spartanburg. We dealt with SLED as well in the investigation. Lavelle, just a little background. In He was walking down the street and he was taken in. He was basically kidnapped on a charge. They say walking. It was some type of frivolous charge, but there was no sidewalk, so he was walking in the street, minding his business.
Walking while black.
But nonetheless, walking while black. Yeah, I think that's the unofficial charge. So they detained him at the Spartanburg Detention Center, and then he died later that morning. And they said, well, because he was on medication and he didn't have proper medication, that it was an accident, blah, blah, blah. But as our national chairman, and we all went down there to do a press conference with the Reese Lane family. And, we got an inside look on how they operate and went down to the Spartanburg County Sheriff's Office and demanded to speak to Chuck Wright. They refused for a couple of hours, but we didn't let loose until they knew we weren't going nowhere until Chuck Wright actually came down himself and spoke to Mama Reese. And I'm standing right there in the foyer listening to this man stating that he's going to do everything in his power to find out if Lavelle was killed by his own officers, which he was proven to, that he will make sure that that they will be held accountable. And Queen Mother Reese stated she don't believe him, that he needs to write it down. And yep, that bum bastard took a pen and paper and actually wrote down the lies that he thought was a lie. And so since then, I didn't really realize how corrupted they were. I mean, we found out they don't even have business cards. These race soldiers, they don't even have to have a name tag. Family. That's how ass backwards the county sheriff of Spartanburg was relating to us. So they make up their own laws. But what was more devastating was the fact that Montague stated that most of the South Carolina law enforcement and that Chuck Wright often comes to the City of Angels. And I thought that was awfully peculiar. LAPD is probably one of the most corrupt body of law enforcement in the nation. But I would have never put two and two together that South Carolina or North Carolina or any of them states, they actually send their officers to Los Angeles for training. So LAPD trains the rest of the race soldiers nationwide. How this came the very next day of brother, thank you for the testimony, but this information came the very next day after they mentioned Chuck Wright, and the Goon Squad gets trained by LAPD. It's divine order. It's not by accident, family, that certain things are coming out in a bevy of synchronicity. So to mention any town USA, and it just happens to be Spartanburg within the last 3 days on significant information, it's time right now. This is why we're saying that this work is a serious, I was about to cuss, but the serious effing work. And those who have not trained themselves for a time such as this, really, you honestly must exit the building. Because right now, we're going in. Now, as a minister of justice, one of my background expertise is policy and legislation, is drafting arrest warrants and holding certain powers accountable. And it has. We have a proven track record, at least in the last 6 years, of doing just that. But one thing is for sure, for something like this that we know, as General Janae mentioned, all of this corruption, we all knew. We all knew from day one. But we had never had the resources or the power to actually confront and dismantle. But now I say, in this day and age, that this is not the case any longer. There is a certain divine order of accountability in which our God, God of Isaac, Abraham, and Jacob, the Most High, that guides us and protects us and created us, He's the one that have seen all this and knows all this and prepares people like us, righteousness, to step forth unadulterated, fearless, and to hold these oppressors accountable once and for all. For all of our young Black men who unfortunately lost their lives, you are not forgotten. You are not going to be left unjustified. Your families may continue to mourn the loss of your physical body, but your spirit, oh, for sure, lives on and will continue to live on. And those fathers who never had a chance to have a real relationship with the children that they love due to this systematic oppressive state of being will doubly be held accountable for the oppressors who have done this. But I tell you this, family, this is why we must each one do our talent that God has given us to bring it to the table. You have those who are good at training, soldiers, mercenaries. You have those who are good with computers, who can create data plans. We have those who are lawyers, who are good in legal matters. We have those who are good in writing, that can write documents from here to Timbuktu. These are the type of talents, family, that we need at the table. If you lack in any of those talents and you know you have an expertise that can be refined for a time such as this is a time right now to start focusing on that one particular expertise. Because we have to, family, whether we like it or not, have to go back to the beginning of how we were before technology took over, how we lived, how we build, how we traded, how we build our communities. Back to the beginning, growing our own food, isolating ourselves, start creating safe spaces, planning for a war that's always been overt against the Black man and woman. But now it's more important to execute these talents, these precautionary and protective measures. And so we are grateful for you, brother, for even sharing this information that can change the scope of how law enforcement will continue to operate moving forward. But we know that you are in a divine circle where all provisions will be made to you to make sure that you remain in a safe condition. So here comes the work. The work is this, family. These names that are there is the key. If we don't know the enemy by name, then we are fighting a fruitless battle. But because we do know and can connect the dots, it's only a matter of time before shit hits the fan. So are you ready? Did you buy your ticket yet for the freedom train that's about to leave? If you did not, I suggest you save up for it and purchase your ticket. Once this train leaves the harbor, however it looks or whatever time it may be, you better be ready instead of getting ready, because we have zero time and tolerance for lack of preparedness. There must be a strategy to overhaul this deep of corruption. There are officers that are blatantly selling the fentanyl that are killing our babies at an alarming rate. It's coming through law enforcement. I can tell you straight up, LA is a hotbed of an example of cargoes and ships of illegal drugs. And I'm talking about meth and fentanyl specifically that are going through the police station. Skid Row, you think it's created? No, it is deliberate because the center of the drug world is right there. So as we hold these cities and counties of corruption accountable, make sure that you understand the gravity of what we are to do as a Black liberation group. It's not to be taken lightly. The 10-point platform in which our ancestors created is to be executed by any means necessary. And so shall it be. So again, I want to say thank you, brother, for sharing that info. We will give an update concerning how we are to move upon this information, but to know that it'll be moved upon nonetheless. And with that being said, I yield Black Power.
Black Power. And what we're gonna do next, guys, and I want you guys to share this video, this YouTube. It's on YouTube at Black Business Matters. Okay. Um, I'm gonna let you listen to the clip that he has of the officer. Her last name is Tyson, admitting to her corruption as a police officer. Okay. So just hold on tight and then we're gonna come back to it because y'all really need to hear this. Okay.
That's right. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We don't care. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. My who cares? I did too back in the past. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You act like I was a bad person because of that. That's right. So who cares? There was a fucking point that we started not trusting each other, right? So we can start. We can start. That's right. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We don't care. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. Who cares? I did too back in the past. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You act like I was a bad person because of that. That's right. So who cares? There was a fucking point that we started not trusting each other, right?
All right. Then y'all heard it for yourself.
We can start.
Hold on. You heard it from the horse's mouth that she sold more drugs as a Spartanburg County police officer. And so what? That don't make her a bad person. Okay. So we
Yeah,
got
she a
work to
dirty
do.
cop.
That
She a dirty cop. So I'm quite sure
That's right.
there's ways behind the scenes, behind the scenes to get her fat ass exposed. You know what I'm saying? She a dirty cop, so fuck her. You know what I mean? Make sure brother get the ultimate protection, and we make sure we keep him, you know what I'm saying, close to us, and we keep up with him every day. And behind the scenes, you know what I mean, we all know how to get crafty, so people do what they gotta do to get them nasty ass oinks in Spartansburg exposed. Black power.
Black Power. This is business as usual all over the South. They have systems in place to make sure that they can make statements like she just made. It doesn't matter until you do it, and that's where black politicians and sheriffs or whatever who get these positions make their mistake. You ain't white, so the stuff they do and they can get away with, you can't do it. Their system is set up for them, not for you. Black Power.
Black
Black
Power.
Black
power.
power.
That's right. So we know how we gotta move from now on, guys. And this is so very important that we stick together as a team and a nation in order to get justice, true freedom. We're not knocking on nobody's doors that committed crimes 100 years ago. These people living right now, they're doing the same thing. This ain't no
Mhm.
different than them keep killing Martin Luther King. It ain't no different than them killing Emmett Till. It ain't no
And get away with
different
it.
than them killing anybody and everybody walking around scot free, able to live their life. And here we stuck
Hmm.
with trauma
Hmm.
guilty of only one thing and one thing only, and that's being black.
There
That's
you
it.
go.
And
And
fighting and standing up for what we believe in.
Queen,
This is
can I add something to
divine.
it?
Yeah, go ahead.
So here's the deal. She got fired from Spartanburg County and went to Greenville County. Got fired from Greenville
Hmm.
County and went to Greer, South Carolina. She got fired from Greer and is right back in Spartanburg County working for Wellford Police, getting top pay because it's FOIA request. I got a FOIA request showing her salary. She got top pay at the local police department. She got rejected from the academy. The academy said that she could not go because they know what's going on. But the chief of police, the white chief, went ahead and deputized her and made her a police officer to rest still after being fired. So she's still within the confines of Spartanburg County, working for a municipal government, arresting and has the powers to put people in threat, duress, and coerce them with the fear of arrest. So if you're a black man and you drive through that town, just remember this is the person that could pull you over. And no matter how hard you fight, everybody is one family.
Exactly like the Catholic Church
What's the
does.
name of
It's
that
the same thing.
officer?
Sydney Tyson, Welford Police Department, which is inside the Spartanburg County.
All right.
So do you
Shameful.
guys have any questions you want to ask, Brother Amul? This is your time right now. It's almost 10 o'clock. I'll give y'all 5 good minutes and we're gonna convene. So this is
Well,
hot off
All
the
right.
press. All
Now, y'all
right.
this is
remember
Amen.
what happened to the same cop, the cop who killed Sonya Massey? Remember, he got fired from a few precincts. So it seems like road cops continue to get jobs. When black people, it's hard for us to get jobs, but we get fired. We got hustle and grind. But the fact that she get to continue to get rotated to different precincts, that let you know that they don't care about no police background. They don't care about the cops selling dope, or she in there beating on anybody. You know what I'm saying? So
it's a good old boy network.
good old boy network in
Hmm.
Spartansburg, and it's like that. It's like that in probably in every damn city up and down.
It
So
is. It
we gotta
is.
keep our foot. We gotta keep our foot on that lady neck. You know what I mean? So, General Nzinga, you already know. Get his information, and I'll make sure we be on it. All right.
All right,
Well, this
we
is
got it.
All right.
I already
Thank
got it.
you.
I'm bringing them to you, so you know what
All
time it
right.
is.
Yeah,
You
send me
know,
that
this is
joint. Send it to
I'm
me
bringing
through on Messenger, and I'll
I'm
be on
bringing
it.
them to the Black Panther family because we can only do this as a team, networking
Absolutely.
congruently. When it's time to show up for revolution, you got to fucking show up. Okay.
Absolutely.
Now we got the key to the castle right now. And I'm trying to figure out, and I'm not gonna bullshit with you. I done told everybody that I know that what can we get out of
Now,
this? as a
That,
people. I'm not talking about for me. I'm talking about as
Mm-hmm.
our people. If they want us to shut the fuck up, they're gonna have to put the fuck up. Okay? But we ain't gonna be quiet. We gonna fight for justice, just like we ain't stopped fighting for Pamela Smith. She didn't take no bribery money, and we ain't either. We want them to stop, cease, and desist the untimely killing of our black men and youth. And that when I sit here and think about it, I'm like, you know what? Coming out of Spartanburg, South Carolina, it was nothing for us to see our brothers get missing, go missing, and then end up in the
Mm-hmm.
county, and then they pop up dead. And everybody like, well, you know, Chuck Wright killed him. How did we? If you know this, why ain't nobody trying to help? You know, why nobody not doing nothing about it? You know what I'm
Ignorance
saying?
and fear.
Why are we
Yeah.
just
Ignorance and
sitting
fear.
back letting this happen? But we gonna get something out of it this time because we got evidence and proof. We gonna take down Spartanburg County. This first off, we're gonna start with Miss Sydney Tyson, who has
There
admitted
you
to
go.
her wrongdoings and is still an officer.
now
She
Hold her accountable.
we're
All of
the
gonna
them.
hold her accountable
the
for what she has done.
the people that can actually dismantle it is that municipal government. But the mayor is a younger black woman that she posed with a picture with her recently, and I don't think she had a clue. I really don't think she had a clue because the information travels and it gets distorted as it gets up to other people. So I don't think she even knows that she posed with a drug dealer who was hired without going through the academy by her white officer because that's who they appointed. The city council is the one who picks the chief of police. They're not, they're not like elected officials. There's somebody that's appointed. So the city council decides who they appoint. They appointed this man, Chief Green, who hired her, and the guy, and I have the training records. The guy he called to verify her employment was his own captain. So instead of calling the four places that fired her, he called his own captain to verify her employment and said that she was a great officer.
That's
Wow.
why you have to go outside of their little clique to get justice, because the whole system is made. It was created corrupt. So you got to go outside of it. It's not gonna work. It's the same thing in America. We're trying to get civil rights when you need human rights. You got to understand the process of the system. Black power.
Black
And what I would
power.
like to end, time out. What I'd like to end by saying is, all of us, all of us, all of us must master everything you touch and teach it to our youth because we've been dumbed down so bad it's ridiculous. So we've got to do what we've got to do. What we need, we must create. You ain't gonna find it because COINTELPRO did an excellent job, and they ain't going nowhere and they ain't dead. They're working full time. We must also. Black power.
Black power.
Black
Well,
power,
Black
black
folks,
power.
power.
yes,
All
we
right.
got to continue to fight. Well,
So
thank you for so much for this info, and again, we gotta combine to fight. We gotta
mhm.
fight for our
so
families.
so moving forward, guys, if y'all want to help
Black Power.
us with this investigation, I want you to start going on. Spartanburg County has what is it called? Jailbird. Jailbird is a publication they have where they publicly put out the information of the in of people that get locked up.
Hmm.
Let's go through the jailbirds records. Like I don't have time to do it all by myself, but I will, and try to pull the black men that, names that are that have been detained for DUIs, and see if we can get the names of these families so we can get in touch with the families of these victims. Okay.
Let's use college
He
students and let
gave
them
us
use it
a
as a research project.
right,
I'm looking at the list of the people who got booked so far.
right. It's a list of them. Like they it's this
Yeah.
is public information. First of all, let's
Yeah.
get it straight. It ain't no
That's fucked up.
sidebar.
They
It's
call them
all public
jailbirds too.
information. Hmm.
That's fucked up.
Let's
Right.
use college students who are majoring in criminal justice as research projects.
I'm gonna look up
Right.
Spartanburg
Hmm.
DUI
So,
arrest.
And anything else, they'll make up a charge.
right. In the meantime, y'all in touch with the New Black Panther Party. get them involved, share this information, let them know that we have a boots on the ground situation where we can possibly, throughout the whole entire East and West Coast, shut these motherfuckers down. Okay,
Yes,
you just
ma'am.
got proof. We got all the proof in the world, but ain't nobody making no action or no move.
All right.
Okay. All right. With that being said, Shaky Man Akbar, you with us? Or you back? Akbar. I think he done went the night again. Okay.
Well, we're right here where you are
Okay.
on Black
There
Power
you
Radio
go.
once again. We appreciate you all for tuning in to Black Power Radio for yet another episode of Black Power Radio TV News. We want to nail Chuck wrong right. No doubt about it. We've gone into the township, I mean, numerous times. If Ty Nitt is anywhere near the radio, uh, Mrs. Beverly Lane, her son, was executed in the detention center slings, as we will, I guess, coin that phrase to say that they have killed too many black people in Spartanburg County, but especially at the Spartanburg Detention Center, especially by the deputies and I guess some still call them police, but the police homicides are just too synonymous to ignore. There should be multiple investigations on this guy. And he's abused the county, abused the money, abused the privilege of having the power. That's an abuse of power thing going on with this Chuck Wrong, right? They do make the real BMWs or the black man. Oh no, excuse me. The real BMW car is actually made there, which gives him a greater responsibility than most of the counties in the state of South Carolina. It's a massive production. The parts and the labor it takes to make a BMW. There's other industry around it. Most of these black folks got jobs, y'all. They got plenty of land and plenty of political stout that they're not short. It's just that the white man, again, as in all instances with the white man, he's driven by greed for power, greed for the resources, and he likes to flex that power. And the black man is just, he just want to live a decent life, catch him a decent groove, make him a decent move, and the white man moves to block. And most of those little townships around Spartanburg, Greenville, Florence, and you're talking Orangeburg, Newberry, and the spots we've been in, and in between the counties of South Carolina, from Columbia to Greenville, and for Greenville back to Gaffney, and we just got a newly elected mayor in Gaffney, South Carolina. So we, the Black Panther Party, we want the whole state of South Carolina. There's not a trace of doubt in my mind. There's no hesitation in my speech. I'm saying to you, go after the county of your choice, go after the state of your choice, and likely you have more power there than you realize. And it's not power until you exercise the power. It is not a political astuteness until you exercise that a political astuteness. And I'm saying to you that it is not an authority, even if it's a divine assignment from the Almighty God that originated the heavens and the earth, that it's not authority until you exercise the authority. It is not potential until you exercise that potential. You must test TEST, test the flexibility in the letters of the law and the flexibility in the equal distribution of power, justice. We got plenty of land throughout South Carolina. We're not short of land, money, power, etc. It's just we must organize and talk about black revolution because you're talking in churches every Sunday. You talk on the buses and trains and whatever running through South Carolina, but you're not talking about black revolution. And I strongly recommend and advise you as your senior advisor in the state of South Carolina to start talking about black revolution because where the bullshit ends, that's where the black revolution begins. And where all of the, yeah, where all that bullshit stuff, you know, your liberation take place. Wherever that bullshitting and that all that buck dancing and I guess the cross dressing and all that tiptoeing to the tulips and all the singing the verses for the kumbaya. When you stop all that buck dancing and when the bullshit stop and the bullshit ends, That's where your black revolution begins. So I strongly advise you to be in Washington, D.C. on October the 26th, right here in Washington, D.C. We will have a crisis, the same thing going on in Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, going on in Pennsylvania, New York, and D.C., and Virginia, and North Carolina, South Carolina. It's the same shit just hanging from a different goddamn shingle. And when you decide to make the difference, that's when you get different results. When you move yourself from non-preparedness to total productivity, that's when you have to think industrious. Think about being productive when you make your move. And you'll see them all rush. The rednecks and the Zionists will team together singing the same song, I Move the Block. When I say my, I'm singing my. When they sing together, they say, we move the block, we move the block. And they don't want the corner house, the townhouse, the condominium. They don't want they don't even want the farm that you want, to be honest. Whitey and the Moon and the Zionists got enough land, enough money, enough buildings. They just don't want to see you with it, so they move to block. They got property in Myrtle Beach, South Beach. In Las Vegas, they got resorts all up in Martha's Vineyard. Mm. It means nothing to them to have an additional or another property. It means everything to you and I to have that property, to settle out the mortgage in a way that it will leave room for Junior's college graduation. You can see that's the corner house, and you can throw your family reunion in that corner house. He got corner houses from brownstones in New York all the way to Tennessee, from Tennessee all the way to Houston. He don't care nothing about that corner house. You need the corner house. And he know that in order to meet the needs of we the people, then we don't need Whitey on the moon once you met the needs of we the people. So I just land right in there and say, be there at New York on Black Friday. I need every black revolutionary, every Black Panther, every black organizer, every blacktivist, meaning a black activist, every black Pan-Africanist, every black thinking person to be in excuse me, I'm sorry, and to be in New York on November 29th on 125th at the Adam Clayton Powell State Building, and we'll be taking over from there. Thank you so much for joining us tonight here at Black Power Radio. We have the most informative radio talk show anywhere on the internet, on the Facebook, No Look, Twitter, Glitter, Instagram with no ham. And we talking spam and ham and miss ham. But I'm saying to you that we have the most information. We give you more of what you listen to Black Power Radio for. And we thank you again so much for being with us tonight. I'm your host, Sheikh Ali Mam Akbar, Abdullah Kareem, and keep it strong, keep it black. By all means, keep it revolutionary. Keep your God and your gun, and keep a strong black military. Hmm? To black the call for black revolution, and keep a strong black military to protect your own vested interests. And I thank you so much and say assalamu alaikum and black power, and a strong black military to black our call at this hour for black power. Thank you again from
Salam
Black Power
alaikum.
Radio TV News. Black Power, your host, Sister Janae Nzinga from Washington, the Queen Mother, Washington, D.C. She's been the chairman at the Black Panthers, just an influential person to keep the Sankofa going. And if you listen to her, I sincerely believe with fullest of confidence that she'll keep you going as well. Assalamu alaikum and Black Power.
Alaikum
Black
salam. Black
power.
power.
Black
Black
power.
power.
Thank y'all. So in closings, anyone have any closing remarks? If not, we will reconvene um for another day. We do have the Sankofa International Conference coming up in April of 2025, Lord willing, and we survive, put it like that, through this election and
We'll be
everything
there.
else
Let's
going
survive.
on. Okay, we gonna
And we just
survive. We
watching
gonna
the
make it.
show. It's just a show. We
That's
We
it.
eternal.
survivors.
We ain't going no damn where.
That's
Let's eat
right,
some
Black Power.
popcorn and watch the show.
That's it. Brother Raheem, can you give an update before we go on what's going on with the Million Woman World March? Because I haven't been really active, so I don't know what's going on at this point.
As far as what I know there was a date change, but to be honest, I'll be working more with Brother Lumumba. We just out there mobilizing Philadelphia. We gotta what we're gonna do is we're gonna get out there to DC October 26th and then slide to Philadelphia during the same time frame. And basically continue to mobilize out there. You know what I'm saying? Brother Lumumba, he's making some powerful moves out there. He got some community initiatives going on. Him and Brother Baba Akil out there, and a few others out there in Philadelphia. They out there mobilizing. So we're gonna continue to lock in with Brother Lumumba because he's honorable. And Sister Empress Shay, she does have the Million Woman March coming up. I believe it is. I think they got a date set for like a blackout date set for like November 5th or November 4th. I'm not 100% sure, but I'll get back to you on that. I got you.
I appreciate it. Is there anyone else that have any from around the country, around the world? And we want to thank our special guest for coming on, and just remember him in prayer. Keep him covered, and we're gonna protect him. As Panthers, this is our job and our duty to protect the people that are looking out for us, for our community. We have the keys in our hands, y'all. And I'm just so glad that the Most High used me as a vessel. Again, I wasn't even looking for this. It came to me, and I said, you know what? I need to connect with this brother. And he came wholeheartedly helping me, filling in all the blanks and all the spaces. You heard what Sister Truth Bay said. She got the same wave of information the same time I did. So we already working on it, and let's do something about it, y'all. Let's what you say, Baba New World?
I say take it all back. What's that?
You said organize, agitate,
educate, organize, agitate, educate, organize. Akbar was talking about the churches. Most of them are accommodators, not agitators. They scared to death. They shaking like loose booty meat. They ain't gonna do a damn thing. They used to be a significant impetus for change in the Black community. They are no longer. So we have to move towards those who are going to do the work and not those who want to lie in the name of God and play games with the lives of our people, because injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. I'm going to say it one more time. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Stop thinking like isolated idiots and start thinking like one divine African family. Love y'all. Black power.
Black power.
Black power.
So we're going to take good hearts and mind clear. You got your marching orders. Now let's get to it. All right. Strong revolutionary Black power. Let's go. And I always have to remind y'all of my friend. This is my friend from Zambia. And Blackbird. This is her song, Boss Lady. All right. So we're going to take it out. Strong Black power, y'all. Black revolution.
Take it all back, make it all black, just like that.
Yeah. Take it all back, make it all black. Y'all have a good night. Hold on, everybody else. Don't get me.
Yeah, you know they talk about me. Blackbird this, Blackbird that. I'm the boss lady. Africa, stand up. Mangingena in the booth, yeah, I don't play. Birdie, open up the mic, see like every day.